Hello everyone. Now we will perform another experiment, that is to determine the volume of an irregular lamina using a screw gauge. And for this experiment we require screw gauge, that irregular glass lamina as you can see here, and a graph paper. This graph paper is required for the measurement of area or the surface area of this glass lamina. Okay, we will discuss that later. So as I said that we need to find out the volume of this glass lamina. So for this thing we have to measure its thickness, that would be measured by using the screw gauge, and next thing is we have to measure the surface area, that can be measured with the help of graph paper. Okay, so the working formula for this experiment as you can see here, that is volume equal to area and thickness of the lamina, and thickness will be measured by the instrument, that is screw gauge, as the other experiments, but area of the lamina will be determined by using the formula A equal to NBAB plus NSAS, where NB is representing the number of big squares in a graph paper and NS is representing the number of small squares in the graph paper. Whereas AB is the area of one big square and AS is the area of one small square. We will discuss that properly while determining the area. As of now, we will start with the measurement of thickness of the lamina. Okay, so for that thing, first we should measure the pitch of the screw gauge. So that is, as we have already measured, but let me check it. So see, this is the instrument we are using. Suppose I am giving it 5 divisions here. Okay, so let it be equal to, yes, it is 90. So we will close now. I'm sorry, just let me arrange it again. Yes, this is 90. So this is 1 complete rotation. This is second, third, 4 and 5. Okay, so similarly we can write the pitch as it is equal to 5 millimeter divided by 5 division, that is coming as 1 millimeter, and pitch least count will be pitch divided by number of divisions on the circular scale, so that is 1 millimeter divided by 100, that is equal to 0.01 millimeter or 0.001 centimeter. Okay, now next move to the determination of zero error. So let me just open the instrument for a little distance. Yes, you can see this is 10. So I will just close the openings of the studs here, and we will see whether the 0 is exactly coinciding with the 0 of the linear scale or not. Yes, you can see it clearly that 0 of the linear scale is exactly coinciding with the 0 of the circular scale. So for this thing we can say this instrument has no zero error. So I can write it here as no zero error, and the next part, that is zero correction, which is equal to 0 into least count is also equal to 0, which is nothing but this is equal to C. Okay, so we can write it zero error as equal to 0, and zero error correction will be 0 into least count, that is equal to 0, which is nothing but equal to C. Okay, next we will go for the measurement of thickness of the instrument. So here for the measurement of thickness of the lamina, for the lamina, we will follow the same rule that you can see. First we have to measure the linear scale reading, then we have to find circular scale reading, then we have to add these two readings to get the total reading, which is of the thickness of this glass lamina. Okay, so similarly the same procedure we will follow. We will just put this lamina in between the two plane surfaces of the studs, and it is perfectly fixed now, as you can see. Let us notice this linear observation, linear scale division, that is equal to, okay, we can take it as 2 because it is slightly greater than 2 but not much, so we can take it as 2 millimeter, as you can see here. Let me say it clearly to you all. Yes, you can see there are two divisions it is crossing, so we can write the linear scale division as 2, and just notice the 25 division of circular scale is coinciding with the linear 0 scale or the reference line of the linear scale. Okay, so circular scale division is coming as 25 and linear scale division is coming as 2 millimeter. So here we can write it as 2 millimeter and this is coming as 25, and here we have to multiply this with the least count, that is 25 into 0.01 millimeter, that will be 0.25 millimeter. Now observe thickness, that we have to add this circular scale reading with a linear scale reading, that will be 2.25 millimeter, and then corrected that this thing is to be added with the 0 correction, which is also equal to 0. So this will be the same value, that is 2.25. Let it be equal to T1. Okay, clear? Now let's go for the second observation. We have to place the lamina at some other place. Yes, it is perfectly fixed now, as you can see. Now let us see the linear scale reading here. So as you can see, in this case also we are getting the linear scale division as 2 millimeter. It is cutting 2 divisions only, and the circular scale division is coming as 9. Okay. No, it's coming as 10 circular scale division. As you can see, it's perfectly coinciding with the 10 division of the circular scale. Okay. This is coming as 2. This is coming as 10. So that will be 10 into 0.01. So that will be 0.1 millimeter. This will be equal to 2.1 millimeter, and T2 will also be equal to 2.1, or we can write it as 2.10. Okay, clear? Similarly, we will follow for the next 3 observations. We will take one more observations here. I am just trying to put, yes, the lamina in between the studs. It is fixed now. Let's see. Yes, it is again 2 division and the linear scale division is again equal to 10. Okay, so let us write it. So now I have just taken the rest observations, and it was coming all same. So I can see one more observation here also, that it is coming same. So let me fix it here. Yes, it is fixed now. You can see the observation linear scale reading is also 2 and the circular scale division is also equal to 10. So basically it is coming same. Surprisingly, it is coming little bit different for the first observation, but that is okay. That is no issue with that. Next, we will move to the second observation, that is the observation for area of the lamina. And as I said, for the determination of area, we will use a graph paper. Suppose this is the graph paper. First step, what we do, we have to take the outline of this lamina with the help of a sharp pencil. Just take the outline of the glass lamina, what you have used while performing the experiment. Okay, then I'll tell you what to do. Yes, now see, this is the outline of the lamina. Next thing what we have to do is we need to count the squares lying inside the outlined structure. That means we need to count the number of big squares and the number of small squares. For this thing there is some rules. So for that thing you can see the big squares, one big square can be counted easily, but there are some other squares also, the small squares. So you can see this is a perfect square lying completely and fully within the outline. So I can just mark it as tick 1 so that we can see that this is one big square, and this also lying completely and fully between the outline area. So this is the second big square, and yes, this part is also coming fully inside the outlined area. So this is the third square, and the remaining squares, as you can see, there are less than half of a square. So we our job now is to count all the small squares you can see apart from these three big squares. Okay, so let me count all the squares, and later after that I'll tell you. Okay, see, I have just calculated. You can see there are three big squares, complete big squares. So in this first figure we have NB, that is number of big square, equal to 3, and number of small square, as you can see I have counted it with dot symbols. Okay, and this is coming as 377 in total. Now we have to use these things in the tabulation. Let me show you that. So in the first thing we are having area of one big square AB, that is equal to 1 centimeter square. We know this. Area of one small square AS, small square means this little tiny squares we are having. Okay, so you can see in one big square we are having 100 of small squares. Okay, so that will be equal to 0.01 centimeter square. Now in the first figure we are having number of big square as equal to 3, so this will be equal to 3. So number of small squares, as I have counted it, it's coming as 377. Now we can calculate area as the product of NBAB and NSAS. So that will be equal to 3 into 1 plus 377 into 0.01. So that will be equal to 3. One second. Yes, that will be equal to 3 plus we have to multiply 377 with 0.01. So that will be 3.77. So that will be equal to 6.77 centimeter square. Okay, clear? Similarly, next thing we have to take another outline of the same lamina, and then we have to count similarly the number of big squares and small squares lying within the outline of the lamina. Okay, so that will be equal to one second. Yes, okay. So now let me take the lamina here. We can take one more. We can take any shape in another form also. Take a sharp pencil so that you can draw the outline properly. Okay, this is one. Next I will take like this. Okay, yes, I can take like this. and after taking the outline we will similarly calculate the number of big squares and the number of small squares lying within the boundary. Okay, so let us calculate and then we will put into that in the table. All of you can see that I have completed it, but there is a trick as I said earlier. See, in the second figure you are having one complete square which is visible, and apart from that there are two half squares or two quarter squares, or one half square here and another half square is here. So combining these two half squares we can also count it as one big square. Similar case is also happening here. This is one half square and this is another half square we are having, or two quarter squares combiningly giving us the half square part. So here combining the four quarter squares we are getting one more big square. So number of big square in this figure is coming as 3 and the number of small squares is equal to 306. Similarly in the figure 3, as you can see, this is one complete square and this is the two quarter squares and this is another two quarter squares. So combining these two things I can also count as one big square. So number of big square is equal to 2 in this figure, and the rest, the number of small squares, is equal to 360. Now we will put all the above data in the table for area. So let me write all the data. After that we can calculate. So this is these two columns will be same for all the observations because these are the standard values. Here it is equal to 2. This is again equal to 3. This is equal to 2. This is 306 and this is 360. Now, so I can directly write it as 3 plus 3.06, so that will be equal to 6.06, and this will be equal to 3 plus 3.60, that will give us 6.60 as the area. Now we will take the mean of the three areas, that will be equal to, that is 6.67 plus 6.06 plus 6.60 divided by 3, that is coming as 6.44 centimeter square. So we can say this is the mean value of surface area of this glass lamina. Now we will go for the calculation, and remember one thing, here we haven't calculated the mean. So first in the result part we will calculate the mean thickness, so that is equal to 2.25 plus 2.10 plus 2.10 plus 2.10 plus 2.10 divided by 5. So that will be nearly equal to, okay, so that is coming as, 10.65 divided by 5, that will be nearly 2.13. Okay, so this is the mean thickness in millimeter, or that will be equal to 0.213 centimeter. Now surface area of the lamina we just found out as 6.44 centimeter square. So we will write it 6.44 centimeter square. Now we will multiply the above results, 6.44 into 0.213 centimeter cube. So let me calculate this. 6.44 into 0.213, that is coming as 1.37 centimeter cube. So we can say the result of the experiment, that is the volume of the given lamina, that is this lamina, using a screw gauge and a graph paper, is found to be equal to 1.37 centimeter cube. Okay, so yes, these are the three experiments we can perform using a screw gauge. Thank you.